What information must the affidavit contain, as set forth in the Louisiana Code of Civil Procedure list? Attorney Gordon Crawford explains, since this is a type of succession without judicial intervention and supervision, several things must be included as set forth in the affidavit. Item number 1 is the date of death of the decedent and his domicile at the time that he died. Number 2, the fact that the deceased died intestate. Number 3, the marital status of the deceased and the location of his last residence, the name of the surviving spouse, if any, and the surviving spouse's address. Fourth, the names and the last known addresses of the heirs of the deceased, their relationship to the deceased, and the statement that an heir not signing the affidavit cannot be located after the exercise of reasonable diligence, or was given 10 days' notice by U.S. mail of the intent to execute an affidavit for small succession and did not object. The fifth thing to be covered in the affidavit is a description of all the property left by the deceased, including whether that property is community property or his separate property, which in the case of immovable property must be sufficient to identify the property for purposes of transfer. The sixth item to be covered is the showing of the value of each item of property, and then the aggregate value of all such property at the time of death of the deceased. This is because the small succession procedure by affidavit is only permissible to be used if it's $125,000 or less value estate. The seventh item to be included in the affidavit is a statement describing the respective interest in the property which each heir has inherited, and whether a legal usufruct of the surviving spouse attaches to the property. The eighth item is an affirmation that by signing the affidavit, the affiant, if an heir, has accepted the succession of the deceased. The last item to be included in the affidavit is an affirmation that by signing the affidavit, the affiants swear under penalty of perjury that the information contained in the affidavit is true, correct, and complete to the best of their knowledge, information, and belief. If you or a loved one have been injured, you need someone who is experienced at protecting your rights and is dedicated to helping you stay informed through this difficult time.